Mike, fix this! Oh, yeah.
This is fucking nuts. Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Unfortunately, we had to turn off Walt's stash mix in order to record this. You have a special stash mix you just told me right before we started.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but I just discovered that I can make my own playlists.
Really? 15 years after the technology was introduced.
I had, and I can't tell you how much fun I had today.
Yeah.
Just going in and just picking songs, and I created the very first stash mix, and I was playing with it. Like I was playing God with it all day long, taking songs out, putting songs in. I really put a lot of thought into it, and I was just very pleased with myself today.
What are some of the top selections?
On the stash mix?
Yeah.
I mean...
And how did you stumble across the knowledge that everyone else has had for over a decade?
I didn't know, like, what these little tiny circles meant right here. See those little tiny circles?
Yeah.
I didn't know what those were, and I touched
Ellipses?
them. That's what...
That's with a dot, right there, ellipsis? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hit it, and I was like, and it says play next, add it up next, add to a playlist. So I discovered I could go into my all my albums and stuff that I've purchased and just pick and choose how I want them to play and what order I want them to play. And I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, to me it was eye opening.
You're like a DJ now.
I got Nighttime by George Thorogood.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Yeah, I thought you might like that.
Yeah.
That was a cute pick. I thought
It's a good one.
You look like a George Thorogood guy.
I've dabbled with some George Thorogood, yeah.
Okay.
I dig him.
I got A Rock and Roll Heaven by the Righteous Brothers. Remember that song, Brian? There's a rock and roll heaven.
Yes.
Yeah. Strawberry Letter 23 by the Brothers Johnson. There's a whole bunch of shit on there.
Okay.
Suffice to say.
Didn't you say top selections?
How many are on the list? Like
How many did I do today?
Yeah, because I know listeners are going to be like, I want that full list.
There's about 50 songs but also I didn't know what I was doing. So I added Uncle Salty by Aerosmith. I added it 65 times. So I had to go back and delete it 64 times.
I would even give you 5 times. Like customers just lined up for 20 minutes while he's just hitting the ellipses.
And Uncle Salty's playing over and over again.
I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and then when I looked at my final mix,
right.
Mike, fix this!
Yeah, but that's what I did today. So you never know what you're going to learn today.
Right.
Every day it should be like this, where you just learn something new and just makes your life that much easier.
Right.
Yeah, you stumble across something that you're like, wow, this exists, and it's going to make my life for the better, because now you can listen to anything you want all day long. You're not the slave to fucking satellite radio anymore.
Or even my albums. I would just, because if I want to hear one song, I'd hit that one song, and then the whole album played afterwards because I couldn't remember. I couldn't get up and go back to change the song every time. I'm like, forget it. I don't have time to do that. Mm-hmm. Now I don't have to worry about that.
Wow. You just streamlined your entire existence, man.
I knew you wouldn't be impressed, but...
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. How does Mike like it?
He was digging it. These are all songs that he's heard before, but never in this order.
Uh-huh.
Never in this.
So everyone was freaking out.
Now, did you?
He's like, how did Korn come on? And then
Uncle Salty. And then Uncle Salty again for the next 63 times.
Did you create a journey with the music, or you just threw songs on there as you thought?
I went in alphabetical order. Every song's in alphabetical order.
All right, that's good too.
Hey, it's his first day, man.
It's fun. It's great.
I will maintain, though, I just kind of rediscovered Korn. I think that if you put like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Mother Teresa in a car and you just played Korn on a long trip, they would get out of that car and beat the shit out of somebody. That is the most aggressive and fucking kick-ass music. I've forgotten how fucking great Korn is and how fucking just manly that shit is. That puts hair on fucking your chest. Korn.
You want to whomp somebody.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I wanted to whomp somebody earlier. They gave me the finger on my way here.
In a car?
Yeah. Driving like an asshole. I like honk my horn because it's like he passes on the right, then cuts in front of me, and then like blocks my way. And so like I honk the horn and the finger comes up. And I'm just like immediately like if it feels weird. It feels like from my feet and it just rushes through my body all the way to my head. Where I'm like about to stomp on the brake and throw it in park, like right in the middle of a street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in New Jersey, there's the road rage law. Like if you even get out of your car to confront somebody, it's like 5 years in jail.
Holy
I didn't know about this law.
Yeah.
And you already have priors.
They're looking for me. Yeah. So I have to keep going. I can't address the finger.
You have to eat it.
I had to fucking eat the finger.
Did you give the finger back at least?
No.
Because when you give your finger back, it's imposing. It looks like four fingers are sticking up. Your fingers are so thick and manly.
I've learned to laugh, and that pisses people off when they give the finger. I just start laughing, and that upsets them. Or if it's a woman, I blow them a kiss. Throw a little sexism their way, and it
I gotta try that. I gotta try that approach because when I stick my middle finger up, it looks like I got like one of those lady slender cigarettes. My
Virginia Slim.
You've come a long way, baby.
My fingers are so skinny and fucking unmasculine.
Yeah, they're like he's listening to Korn, but the fingers don't match. No, what happened? It was the worst because there was that feeling of like I'm going to stop because like he's now stopped in traffic at a red light, and I'm like I want to get out. And I just want to fucking punch right through his passenger window and be like, now what, asshole? Right. But that probably wouldn't play out well for me. But instead, I try to give the finger back, but my window is only open about 2 inches, so I like kind of stick my I don't even know if
Is that why your window's still tinted?
Yeah.
No, so you wouldn't be able to see your finger unless you stick it out the window.
Yeah, I would have. And my sunroof wasn't open, so it was like I did the best I could by trying to like maneuver my finger out the window. But I couldn't have laughed at him or blown him a kiss or anything. I just went down in defeat, like a real dick. But Q, you will appreciate this. I went to. I had to go to the vet this morning, very early. My one cat, Sage's cat, really has had some trouble breathing lately. Oh no! You know, like panty type stuff. And it's just the last couple of days she hasn't been as active for the past week or so. And I thought it was this pollen shit, right? These allergies that everyone has. And this morning she just looked like out of it. So I was like, "Fuck it, let me bring her down." It was like. Probably
how old?
6:30. She's only like a year and a half.
Oh, so very young.
Yeah. So I get there, and they put her in like the oxygen thing so that she can breathe a little bit easier. And they're like, "All right, we're going to have to do this, this, and this." And here's the estimate.
This. Yeah. Let me take a gander. Let me shoot a figure at you.
Now you got 2 dogs, so you're no stranger to the vet.
I got 2 dogs. I had dogs have to have toes taken off. I've had dogs that I had to have 24-hour care just to make it through puppy syndrome. 4K.
What is the operation? Is it? Do you know yet or no? Just looking.
This was blood work. X-rays, MRI, and possible overnight stay.
Oh, okay.
Cats are cheaper than dogs.
22.
Yeah, I'm going to say 1,800.
Pretty close. They said the high end would be 2, low end would be 1,500.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to give 75% deposit of the high end. So I'm like, all right. So I have to give them $1,500
Of wait, no, you don't.
of the possible 2,000.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they call back. The lady calls back, and the doctor, and she says, "All right, well, here's the problem." And
they already know.
They figured out that her
hernia?
chest cavity was filled with a bunch of fluid, and I think my suspicion. I told her, I said, my cats tussle all the time, and one cat bit her on the back one time, and it got it had this sore on it.
Oh.
So we put bacitracin on it, and I guess it had been building up over the last couple months, though, and we didn't know it.
Poor thing.
So they're like, we have to put tubes in her to drain all that stuff out. We got to do this, that. She might have to stay a couple days. If the tubes don't work, then they have to surgically go in and get all the fluid out. Now that is not included in the original estimate.
So it's on top of that?
So now the new estimate.
Oh, a new overall estimate, not on top of the previous figure.
Right. This is
okay.
a new overall estimate.
55.
That's the low end.
Oh, my God.
10?
75.
Oh, my.
Between $5,500 and $7,500 for it. Oh. And I'm like, first off, I love the cat on a personal level. Like when we first got her, she was super skittish and scared and never wanted to come out. So I would get up before Suzanne and Sage got up, and she was always hiding under the couch. Like she burrowed a hole in that fabric, so so I had to lift up the couch, take her out, and for a month I would just play with her a little bit so she wasn't as scared. Now she's the most loving cat ever. But Sage, particularly, it's her cat, Princess Mitch. So I'm like,
you don't have an option.
There is no option. I got to do it, right? And even if she didn't love the cat, I'm just like, a year and a half. I can't. What am I going to do? They said, okay, well, we'll give you this option too. If she...
we throw it in a shredder.
Yeah, we do have a shredder in the back. Normally for leaves and brush. What's that?
Isn't there a pill they can give them?
What, to put her down?
No, to soak up, just to get the...
Yeah, to get her to swallow a sponge.
Just something maybe there's one of those holistic, how do you say it?
Oh, holistic?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if there was, they didn't mention that option because, they went the other route. And
it's too late to throw some quick pet insurance on that cat.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
you should get that pet insurance, man. I
learned. Does it pay for itself?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have had to.
It's not much, right? It's how much is it a month?
I got the gold standard on one of my dogs because she was having, they seem like every other month. And of course, as soon as I get the gold standard,
she shapes up.
She shapes up, and it hasn't been a problem since. Right. But it's worth it though, and it's not that much, $50 a month, I think.
Right.
Yeah. It definitely would have paid for itself. But they also said they're we had she's at 80% breathing capacity because of all of this. Which 80% is taken away, so 20%.
Right.
So we have to go in, and this is a very delicate procedure. And if
this sounds don't lose your spot, but this sounds just like your diagnosis a couple years ago, though.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You're at 80% of your breathing. Yeah.
I probably gave more thought to this cat than anyone gave to me in terms of I don't know, DNR, I guess. But they're if something happens during the procedure, which she's it's pretty delicate, do you want us to do CPR? And I said, well, why wouldn't I?
Don't even tell me. If we have on the form, if we see check, we can give CPR. It's more money to perform CPR. Don't even tell me that.
No, it wasn't more money. No, it came down to I think the age of the cat because she's some people don't want to.
Well, fuck! You just paid $7,500. Why not? I mean, obviously you're not like, don't go out of your way.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I mean, if the cat's going to be too lazy to breathe. but the cat did, I had to say yes. And she said the cat did stop breathing and her heart stopped for like 10 or 15 seconds or something. And they did CPR and they brought her back. And then the last I spoke to the vet, they're like, she's doing remarkably well. She's more active. She's looking around, blah, blah, blah. We're going to run the tubes, and then tomorrow they'll, flush it with saline to try to get all the rest of the shit out. Then they'll do another fucking MRI or whatever,
This poor cat.
They got to do. Yeah, such a sweet cat, too. I felt bad for her. And all because that other goddamn cat bit her on the neck, like just playing too rough.
Yeah, you got to up your con game then. Right, you're gonna have to.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make Ming look lazy.
You're gonna have to get out there and really
shuck and jive.
Yeah, that smile better be from fucking ear to ear and on the backside of your head.
People are just like, he's literally lost his mind. He hasn't smiled in fucking 25 straight cons, and now he's following people.
Fucking rictus grin.
He hasn't blinked in maybe 4 hours. Oh, yeah, I got a con this weekend. The next weekend we're off. Then I got a con the next weekend. And the next weekend.
Where's the con this weekend?
This weekend it's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I probably should mention things like this.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, come on over and watch me smile. Now people are going to be like, work for it, motherfucker.
As they should. I mean,
yeah, most people don't want my fucking dower package.
Speaking of animals, I'm sure you guys, I think everybody on the planet saw and heard about that gorilla.
Gorilla Gate?
Mm-hmm.
It caused quite a stir amongst people, right? What'd you think? What was your feelings on the whole thing?
Well, I did a little reading. I actually was in the vet this week.
I did a little research. Like he always opens up with.
No, I did a little reading because I was at the vet. My own cat had some problems. I had to take her in last week, and my vet is from Cincinnati and knows a bunch of people that work in the zoo. So he said that the gorilla was. Huh? They thought the gorilla was at first trying to protect the kid.
Until they saw him drag him across that
but then
water.
the screaming freaked the
Everybody
gorilla out,
right?
And that freaked the gorilla out. And I said, well, why didn't they just shoot it with a dart? And he said, there is no. He says, if you shoot it, it doesn't make it fall asleep like that. It pisses it off. He goes, and then he's just ripping a baby in half right in front of everybody. So there was nothing to do but put him down. And the problem was that gorilla was there's not a lot of them left.
Very rare.
Right? And he was prime breeding. Like they were expecting him to give new generations.
It's not like King Kong, man.
No.
It's
unfortunate.
But you couldn't fault the zoo. For letting the kid get
fence,
in there. For
the fucking fence that they put up.
But for killing, I mean, people were outraged. Like, why'd you kill that gorilla? And I'm like, are you insane?
I thought my initial reaction, because I love gorillas, was what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Just because the gorilla died, got shot, and appeared to be protecting the kid, it's just like it's heart-wrenching, And then, you put it into perspective, right? What if it's my kid that falls in? Do I want someone to shoot the gorilla before he tears it apart? Do you want to take the risk of tranquilizing and pissing off and all these fucking idiots screaming and yelling and getting agitated?
That's being harsh. You gotta do it. That is being harsh, calling those people. I mean, that's what people are going to do. I mean, you're fucking seeing a kid get dragged around. That's what people, first reaction is. They'll scream. They're in shock. They're not even hearing what they're doing, probably. Scream? I probably wouldn't, but I probably wouldn't be able to even get a word out. I'd be so stunned that...
Gorilla's got him! King cock!
I mean... But I would... Where's Mr. Peebles?
Put him in the window for sale. Don't shoot him.
But yeah, I would not call somebody an idiot though because they screamed when they saw a fucking gorilla dragging a kid through the water like that gorilla was though.
Yeah.
I mean that's if that's not a reason to scream, I mean motherfucker, can't tell me what is then.
I mean, if you're the one being dragged, then go ahead and be like, ah!
But there was some. I mean, of course, the internet being the fucking
judgmental pricks that they are,
where they were like, you don't even dare say that like you advocated that gorilla being put down.
No, I don't want the gorilla to be. Look, you know what? You know what? Honestly, if somebody had asked me what's more important to me, the gorilla or the kid, I'm going gorilla every time. Every time. But I can't. That's me. I can't fault the zookeeper
that shows
and the people
some
in
sort
shirts.
of like deficiency in character, though.
Why? What the fuck is this kid ever going to do for me or for the
world?
But
a human being, though.
There's lots of human beings. None of them are special.
Let me say something. On a personal, like I said, if it was Sage, of course I'd want it. Or like one of my friend's children, random kid. I'm like, let's see what happens. Don't shoot the gorilla.
Right.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. I look. I get, but I understand.
You could say that now.
No.
Let's say there was video of a gorilla literally picking that child apart like a plum.
Yeah.
Then you watch that. Then you're like,
well, I wouldn't watch it, but
I'd masturbate to it. Oh yeah. Brian, what are you doing in there? Nothing. You watching that gorilla video again? Watching that kid get picked apart like a plum?
Gorilla mask?
Yeah, like Suzanne, put on this gorilla mask. Now start shoving Sage around.
Here, take this plum.
Now rip it apart. Oh shit, that's good. Oh, that's good.
I can't laugh this hard. I can't.
It's taken 48 years, but I found my gem. Yeah, I finally found it.
Who would have known? Yeah. You got a King Kong fetish.
Kong plus plum equals massive love. Yeah, but anyway, you're right. Like the court of public opinion was like, "How? You're awful."
And they went after those parents.
You're Hitlers.
Fierce.
Well, shouldn't you?
I'm going to give the parents a benefit of the doubt for one reason only.
Okay.
I have
They're
kids.
black, and I made that joke earlier.
No. I have had children, and I know that it is possible for you to multiple children. I think they have more than one with them, or I don't know. But it's possible to just turn your head, and what you think is like
a
millisecond.
Next thing you know, the kid's in a gorilla cage.
But like a kid can wander off.
Right.
So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the parents.
A 3-year-old?
What? But I mean,
it does take. You know what? Especially in today's society where somebody's looking at their fucking phone or whatever. Now, I'm not saying it's responsible, but for a kid that young to suddenly just be gone. I was walking back from the gym at the complex the other day, and I see this kid. He's like probably around 3, running through the parking lot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And the lady I know like just comes tearing around the corner with a look on her face as if her son was in a gorilla cage, like terrified, you know? And she's like, I turn my back for 1 minute. He just walks right out the door.
I mean, I thank God have never lost my child or anywhere, but I have been in the care of like a multitude of children, you know, when I worked at the community center. And one just fucking wandered off, and we were at Sesame Place.
All right.
So I mean, it can happen. I mean, thankfully, they didn't have any live animals at Sesame Place. But
yeah, I mean, I could see that. I definitely didn't.
They went after them hard, though.
Well, it's an easy target. You know
I think they should go after the parents a little, but I think mostly it should be going after the zoo. That fucking cage or enclosure or whatever should be fucking impenetrable. It should be the Fort Knox of fucking gorilla cages.
It should be idiot proof.
Yeah, there's no fucking way a kid should be suddenly in a fucking moat.
Yeah, exactly. Because that, and I mean, but I'll tell you what. Also, though, I'm sticking up for the parents right here. That's with the caveat, though. If they fucking sue that zoo, I want to go on record right now. I'm going to come after them hard.
Yeah.
So they better.
I will slightly adjust my position.
But they better not. They fucking better not sue that zoo.
They will.
They better not fucking sue. That zoo had to take that gigantic loss
if they haven't already
by killing their prize gorilla. And now they're going to have to face a lawsuit on top of that. That kid survived by their actions. Now let's be a real society here, and let's not sue the zoo.
Hashtag let's not sue the zoo.
Right? I mean, come on, man. Have the zoo paid enough by having to put down? That's not what zoos are about. I mean, they're about like helping animals. They're not about killing animals. But they did it for your stupid kid.
Yeah. And for your stupid asses who weren't watching them. Or
exactly.
Let them get away. Whatever. Like, look. Let
them pay a fine, like you said, to the Zoological Historical Society, whatever foundation.
Did I say that?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like some sort of foundation. I'm sure they can make it a donation to help other zoos, struggling zoos, maybe. But don't sue them so they gain monetarily out of this.
Right. They definitely should not.
I'm telling you, man. If they think that they were raked over the coals, these parents.
We'll make it our mission.
To
expose them because they wouldn't at first even say who the parents were. Have they ever publicly identified them?
I don't know. The kid's okay, right?
I think he's fine.
Yeah, he's all right. And what a video for later on. Like, I have no home movies of like me when I was a kid. Like, here you are, three.
All over
getting dragged around by a gorilla.
Oh, people videotape it? I guess so, right? Like,
you didn't see the video?
No.
Yeah.
Whew.
No.
I'm shocked.
When you watch it,
I don't want to see a gorilla get shot.
No, they don't show that. Anything it was just a kid being dragged through the water. When you see him dragged through the water, to me, I don't see protection. I see like just a wild animal. I mean, that's got something that he's never had in his hands before.
Now, what about these? Like, there was a suicidal guy. I can't remember where. I think it was China, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Which, like, the more I read about China, the more
I thought that was a woman.
Was it a
woman? It was a woman. She death by tiger.
Yeah, she like went into the enclosure.
I thought that was on my suicide of the week of the week a couple years ago.
Oh no, this was like recent. This was this was suicide by lion, I believe. Let's see.
I don't think it was a couple weeks ago. And if it was a couple weeks ago, then this is a pattern. Then
well, in China, people are just like, fuck it, I'd rather get eaten by a lion. It has to be on your shithole country of the week. The more I read about China, it's insane, dude. It is insane. Let's see. Suicide by lion. Let's see here. Man attempts to kill self. Okay, this one was in Santiago, Chile on May 23rd. Yeah. So this is in Chile, not China. I mean, it's a difference of a couple letters. Actually, but same fucking bullshit. Oh, come on, god damn it. Stupid Twitter. Man strips naked and jumps into Chilean zoo's enclosure in a bid to feed himself to big cat. Survives in grave condition after two beasts mauling him. Now, why are they beasts? Shot dead. So here he is. Well, a lioness and a lion are
wait a minute. You think a beast... You think calling an animal a beast is a slur?
It has a certain connotation, like Beauty and the Beast. Like Beast is you normally think of as like some horrific creature, right? Like, oh my god, he was a beast.
Right, but if you actually call an animal a beast, I would not think that you'd be.
It's not an insult.
No, it's like like what about like when a running back. runs for like 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like he was a beast that night.
I don't know if that's politically correct anymore because that guy's probably not white, right?
No, that's not true. But
running backs, those guys are super fast, right?
Wide receivers are super fast. Some running backs can be power and not all speed, but some are.
So you're saying I have a chance? What is a wide receiver?
Wide receivers got to be super fast.
It's insane how fast those guys run. I've seen like highlight footage. I'm like, how does a person run that fast?
They look like they're hollow, like they're not even. Yeah.
Like they're almost not touching the ground. It's really like amazing to watch. I don't like him calling them beasts. I just think it has a negative connotation to it. But he stripped naked, entered the enclosure. They shot them. Of course, here he is, fucking hanging on to him.
Oh my Lord! I would think
he's crazy, right?
Well, yeah, suicidal. He's not all there. There's better ways to kill yourself, though, man.
That's a rough one, man. The zoo director said she was deeply affected by the deaths of the 2 lions. I can't imagine because like you're a zookeeper and you are working with these animals day after day, and that's one of the problems is. Like, people want to feel, I think, that they're closer than they really are. They're like, I'm this this beast. I'm his keeper. So we have a special bond.
Yes, a connection that you don't have, but I do because I'm at one. Mm-hmm. I'm the some sort of mental connection as well, right?
It's going to be like Born Free, where decade later, like the lions recognize him and shit and come up.
Was that Born Free?
I think that was Born Free, wasn't it?
Okay. I remember there was Christian the Lion.
I think Christian the Lion is what I'm talking about, right? And then you read these stories where they break protocol and they're like, hey, I'll just fucking feed this lion, inside the enclosure, and the next thing you know, they're ripped apart.
Right.
And I think if you do that, hey man, fuck you.
Right.
You don't kill the lion. Mm-hmm. I don't even think they should have killed the lions for this fucking naked idiot. He survived.
He survived that?
Yeah, he survived.
Hopefully the lion bit his dick off.
Oh, God.
Come on, who's going to fuck him anyway after that?
No, but I just want that guy to go through life with no dick.
Right away. He was on Tinder.
How's he going to get his
Lion Scar 69. Swipe right.
Well, here's a question for you, based off of what Brian just said in this gorilla story.
Yeah.
You've heard about the elephants being removed from Ringling Brothers, right?
Yes.
In circuses.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard about orca whales now, right?
Yeah, empty the tanks.
Getting them out of SeaWorld. Mm-hmm. Are we moving towards just getting rid of zoos now? Let's just get rid of them. No need.
I don't know. Because don't zoos have a lot to do with conservation and stuff like that? Like, I agree. At its heart, I agree. It's not great to take a lion and lock him in a cage and have him there. 100 polar bears, 100%. But every time I say that, like, some zookeeper comes out of somewhere and is like, yeah, but
you're so resentful the way you just said that.
Fucking zookeeper's the bane of my existence.
There's always a zookeeper telling me what I'm wrong about. No, they say that they have a lot to do with conservation.
Fucking went to school for fucking 10 years. Yeah, they got all their PhDs and fucking TV.
On TV. I trick people.
That's what it comes down to. I conserve laughter. But I hear they do good. They do a lot of good zoos. And not only that, they make people aware of animals in a way that, just seeing them in books wouldn't do. So I don't know. I don't know what the cause and effect are.
What do you think, Brian? Is it time to tear down the zoos?
Tear down the zoos? I don't know. I'm kind of with Q in as much as here. This is a quote from.
If they just left them in their habitat, so I mean, wouldn't it be? What can they do better in a zoo than leaving them where
panda bears,
should be?
I'm pretty sure would be extinct if they were if there
really?
weren't humans
because
guiding.
Humans are trying to
because
kill
they fuck them? Once every 12 years and stuff like that.
Isn't that like Fight Club? They're like, I want to put a bullet between the eyes of every panda bear that won't screw to save its species.
Yeah, there's something.
That's a true stat.
That's what I've heard. Now I'm deeply uninformed. But I've heard that like panda bears would pretty much be wiped if it wasn't
That's some low
human.
testosterone, huh? Who's making that decision? Probably the female, right?
They call me.
You got a headache.
They call me the panda bear of Jersey.
Who do you think's making that call? Is it the females who are like, get the fuck out of here? Or is it the dudes?
I think they're like, fuck, I got some bamboo. I don't give a shit.
I'm just going to hang out here.
I'm just going to watch this video of fucking ape ripping apart a plum and jerk off, have some bamboo.
Whenever this question comes up, I'm always reminded of you've seen Gorillas in the Mist?
Yeah, well, so long ago I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Van Veeten, who's like the bad guy who's always trying to like.
I remember him.
And Diane Fossey, obviously.
Sure.
And Diane Fossey says, nice ring, Van Vechten. Zoo sale profits, because he would take the gorillas and sell them to zoos. And he says, Miss Fossey, where did you see your first wild animal? In a zoo, wasn't it?
So that's always been your fucking what's it called? Pwned.
Yeah, I normally say pwned to zookeepers and that kind of thing.
When I'm saying that, like you've remembered that though, because you were just waiting for the right opportunity to pwn somebody with that.
Right. And I saw it when it first came out, so it's probably been maybe 20 years since. So you've all been pwned, as far as I'm concerned.
I thought you were going to use Congo as your go-to one to.
The gorillas jumping in the lava and shit. Yeah, it was actually even longer. It was 1988. Gorillas in the Mist. She got murdered eventually. Diane Fossey.
Did she?
By a gorilla?
No, by poachers.
She got shot, right?
Poachers.
I guess a gorilla can't commit murder, right?
Can any animal really?
No.
Like, yeah, if the gorilla killed that kid, they wouldn't be like murdering gorilla.
You know how like when a lion takes over a pride, it'll kill all the cubs from the other one? That's kind of like murder, isn't it? But nobody says it that way.
Yeah, but and say you have a woman, right? She has 2 kids. Husband's out of the picture. You're the new stepdad.
Yeah.
You're like, boom, boom, kill those 2 kids.
Yeah, put them down.
Yeah, and then you have your own kids. You're a murderer.
Yeah, the lion does it.
What the
cool.
fuck, man? Yeah, lions do. It's like it's nature.
We're supposed to be more advanced though than a lion.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be, but in a lot of ways we're not, I think. But it's so true. Like, where's the first time you were excited by seeing an animal, right? Unless it was, we're old enough that it was like Wild Kingdom and that Disney on Sundays.
Those Disney nature films, they're basically like crack for for people who are into like that era of like that color, that narration.
Yeah,
they wouldn't show any of that crazy, they wouldn't show any kind of violence too, which was because it was Disney.
Yeah, it's tough watching like Discovery Channel shit where like some baby wildebeest, he's been on Earth for a half hour, and there's like a lion coming up being like, "Hey, motherfucker!"
Yeah, it's tough.
Did you ever see that was probably the most famous animal footage ever taken? Was the crocodile and the lion and the elk?
Oh, where they all fight over
yeah,
and shit like that, and the elk gets away, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like the Zapruder of animal footage.
Yeah,
I
I've
would
seen
think
it.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah,
I thought it was fake at first. It was so cool. I thought it was like CGI or something. There's no way. Who would ever think that they would ever get footage like that?
That shit's going on.
And that was just
day.
like somebody on a safari. There was some
homeboy out there.
What?
There was some homeboy on safari.
Yeah. What about people who get out of, they go on safari and they get out to take closer pictures, and the next thing you know, there's a lion on them. They deserve it, right? If you put yourself in that situation,
they gotta expect that something's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. You're up against a perfect killing machine. You're just trying to snap a Kodak shot of it.
Right.
You gotta expect it, but. If you're the type of guy that gets out of cars, then you probably, if you got away with it, you probably would have been thrilled that you got away with it. So there's a risk.
There was this footage of some guy, he's holding this snake in Australia. It's one of the deadliest snakes. And he's like, and it's just boom,
and
strikes
then you see that realization. It takes him a few seconds. It's like, fuck,
I just
I'm
got
fucked.
bit. I got bit. And and within a half hour, it's his arm is the size of it's crazy how big it is. And there's they don't have any anti-venom.
Just dies. Well, Steve Irwin, remember? He got fucking jammed in the heart by a stingray. What are the odds of that?
I mean, when you're doing it as much as he's doing it, your odds drastically increase.
Stingray? What the fuck is wrestling crocodiles to the ground?
Well, I got one for you. Speaking of animals, I was going to save this, but since it was an all animal action here,
yeah.
Remember we talked about dogs? They're the only animal that can that is recognized in an American court of law.
Mm-hmm. Can you give testimony?
What do you think about?
Guilty.
What do you think about this? The prosecutor wants to bring in a parrot who witnessed a murder and is now talking.
Don't parrots just repeat
Exactly?
So the parrot was like, help! And then the guy's name or something?
A husband killed his wife, and the parrot, they believe, is mimicking or, replaying.
Yeah, there's just no way to prove that.
Well, okay, don't fucking shoot me.
Yeah, but if it was watching a movie with a TV or some shit like that.
So you're saying no? Can't come into...
I would say no.
If you were a judge, you'd strike it?
I'd probably strike the parrot. Yeah.
But it's probably accurate, though. I mean...
There's just no way to prove it, though. It's circumstantial at best.
Yeah, but you can get convicted on circumstantial evidence. Thrown into doubt by lawyers.
But you're talking about a parrot that then has the ability to hear something once and then remember it so well that just becomes the things that it repeats. So but it's just a chain of evidence.
It also can mimic the sound of the voice, though.
Yeah, but
and it's the woman's voice.
Oh, I don't know about that. No parrot can do that.
Well, you know what, Q? Let's give you a little bit more.
All right.
Okay. Echo, it seems, had once been a New Orleans crime boss's pet and had been at the wrong place at the wrong time, seen something he wasn't supposed to, and wouldn't stop talking about it. Most of the time, he was an unremarkable bird. Sometimes at night, when she was in another room, this is the lady I guess she's in the witness protection program. She'd hear the sound of a child crying loudly, then moaning, then a giant thwack and maniacal laughter, and it was the parrot. And this made a certain sick sense because King had told her of the crime boss was under investigation for child abuse. So he's mimicking the kid crying and being upset.
We also got an expert here that says, I have heard parrots mimic a voice that were so close to the actual person's voice that you can't tell the difference.
Really?
A friend of mine had an African gray for many years. When the phone rang, the parrot would say, Chris, telephone, in his mother's voice, long after his mother had passed.
Oh, shit. All right, well, then allow it.
Right? Now you got to flip it to the other side, though. If you're the defense,
yeah,
and your client,
I'm like, this
is on it may be on death row,
right?
All based on the voice of a parrot.
Yeah, I'd be like, what is the chain of evidence for this parrot? Like, how do I know a cop didn't teach this parrot how to say that? Like, this parrot could have heard anything. Anything.
I think they can when they
it's a fucking bird brain,
to
man.
The murder.
Whoa! I don't know if that's politically correct.
This fucking foam-faced parrot sending this guy away. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I would see if I was the defense, I'd want the fucking parrot's testimony to come in.
Like cross-examine the parrot
for no other reason, just to be like, let's get a parrot in here.
Mr. Feathers, where were you on the night in question?
But on appeal, you'd get that shit thrown out then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got to figure if the prosecutor's bringing in a fucking parrot as a star witness, you probably got a good chance of getting off. You're like, oh, this is all right.
I'll give you a couple other examples, Q.
Okay.
In South Carolina in 2010, a woman went to jail for abusing and neglecting her elderly mother. When local police entered the house, they found a parrot that repeated, help me, and then laughed. They believed the parrot was mimicking the mother's pleas and then the daughter's laughter. Birds can be roped into criminal activity themselves. In Colombia, members of the Cali drug cartel taught a parrot to say run, run when he spotted the police.
See, if a bird can tell a police officer, and usually they're undercover, from a civilian, then maybe they should be allowed to come into court.
They should be allowed to be the fucking lawyers, as far as I'm concerned.
That would be rough, though. Like if you're goddamn well you didn't do it, and they're like, Mr. Feathers, like they're questioning a parrot, and he's like, that would suck.
Your fucking fate is is hanging in the claws of Mr. Feathers.
Yeah, Mr. Feathers could fucking put you on death row, and you're just like, oh, I hope.
The prosecutor's name's Mr. Whiskers.
That's a court case I'd want to see. We still had court TV.
Oh shit!
Oops. Yeah, I've been keeping it on just in case they call about the cat. Yeah, well, I was going to say something else, too. I was going to say how Ming fucked me at the last, I mean, not literally, but at the last Walker Stalker. He and Mike asked if I wanted to take a picture at the, with the Walking Dead cast, and I passed. And there was one person there who...
I mean, they hate him, right?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so, no. I think he's beloved, yeah.
Yeah, they love taking that picture with him over and over
I think
again.
they think it's as funny as he does. And like this motherfucker's front and center, like, in the pictures now,
I saw one he took with the fucking X-Files. Did you see the one he took with Duchovny and Gillian Anderson? He's standing in front of Duchovny. Duchovny has to pee. Like, you didn't see this? Like, he's blocking David Duchovny. I'm like, this fucking guy's got balls. Let me find this.
While you're finding that, so Alicia Witt is there. She's an actress who, actress, like, wide body of work. She's really good. And I was like, it's pretty cool to see her. Not cool enough that I'm going to go up and say hello or anything like that. I normally wouldn't do that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at poor Duchovny's like, me too, right? And he and Mike come over to the table and say, hey, you want to go meet Alicia Witt? She wants to meet you. Because I guess they had met. She had met he and Mike. So I'm like, all right. So I go over and I say hello, and she goes, I heard someone was nervous to meet me. I was like, you motherfucking assholes. Now I have to explain myself. Well, I wasn't nervous.
I know, but that's almost like, I think that's
I'm like,
tee. Yeah, why don't you play it up? Play the nervous card.
Yeah, I just threw up on her table. I brought up Fun, which was a movie she was in with Renee Humphrey. She played Trish in Mallrats back in the 90s, which is a really good movie. And I said, my first exposure to you was Fun. I said, it was a really good movie. And she was like, oh, my God, I haven't thought of that movie in the longest time. She's like, that was my most favorite acting experience. That's what she said.
So
maybe because she was
she
young.
hadn't thought of, but it's her most fun, though.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said you can't find it. Like, you can't find it on video.
DVD?
No. But I talked to her for a couple minutes, and of course it devolves into exactly what you think it's going to devolve into, which is like we have absolutely nothing in common. You don't know who the fuck I am, nor do you care, and I like your stuff, and that's it. But yeah, I can't play.
Isn't that enough?
I couldn't play it. No, nothing would have been enough. That's what I planned on.
Why you didn't want to go over?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have went over then.
But he tricked me into it. He tricked me into it. Yeah, we sold one hologram too. Ming has a new.
You told me about this. I wasn't sure what this was about.
Now, if you're going to the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania con, I can't encourage you enough to purchase one of these holograms. What happens is we sign a picture,
an 8x10.
Yeah, and then for an extra fee of $5, Ming will put a hologram on it to let people know that those are authentic signatures that are not being faked, not being reproduced. They are the fucking real deal. They're legit, Q.
It sounds like an investment that I would make.
And when you told me this, my first question was, is the public concerned about unauthentic comic book men signatures flooding the market?
The number of counterfeit signatures that are floating around out there, it's sickening. It's a plague. It's a plague.
I mean, it puts the baseball scandal of the early 2000s to shame, right?
If they had fucking had holograms, we wouldn't be having that problem.
Because I'm saying, like, who is calling for more stricter guidelines on the comic book men signatures being authentic?
Ming. I had to hand it to him. He was being industrious. I mean, he stole the idea from Short Round. He saw Short Round doing it at a con. And he's like, hey, why not? So he bought a bunch of holograms. And
for $5 more, you can have something that
It's weird. It doesn't really. It doesn't say. It's just like a shiny kind of thing, like a little shiny.
But it has serial numbers, right?
No,
not that I saw.
Because who's going to keep track of the serial numbers?
But then couldn't I just sign a bunch of them and buy that sticker thing and then just slap that on myself?
Yes. So there is a loophole in this.
Right.
For those who want to explore
Didn't take that long to find it.
The system can be exploited.
It's like printing money.
There are some hackers out there who fucking figured out a way to...
By the time you sell your fake comic book men signatures and the cost of buying a sheet of holograms, you still. I would go after maybe like Michael Jordan or LeBron James faking their autographs.
I'm just going to go on eBay and see if there's any comic book men signatures.
Oh, guaranteed.
There's got to be, because when I went to the airport after the con, there were 5 people waiting there with an armload of comic book men shit. How the fuck they knew where my flight was or when my flight was, I don't know. But I'm talking like each person probably had 10 to 15 things.
There's one here going for $70.
Ooh.
Anybody bidding on it? Is it authentic?
I do not see. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I do not see a signature on this. Mm-hmm. I mean, a certificate of authenticity. But Walt, your signature's on this.
Yeah, some of the stuff they had been signed by you, and it was definitely your signature. There's no doubt about it.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't put my signature on an unhologrammed piece of comic book men merch.
That was silly of me to even suggest it.
What number is this episode?
This is, I think it's 292.
So 8 weeks, 2 months.
2 months, so we're looking middle of July at some point.
Episode 300. Right. You wanted to send a special, put somebody on notice.
Yeah, we need to put somebody on blast, as they say. A certain ghost pussy who's been leaking details and hinting at his toast and all this other stuff. I had to tweet today. Somebody said like, "Hey, let's hear a couple lines from the toast," and I said, I wrote, "Let's not." I said, "Spoilers who spoil will be dealt with harshly." So
we just got served right here, right now,
yes,
right?
This is the verbal spanking.
No, like served with like a cease and desist, those guys that like have to like serve somebody with like a processor.
Yeah.
Like he's just been processed in Tell 'em Steve Dave Town right now. That if he talks,
on notice.
If he talks, harsh repercussions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way it's done in Tell 'em Steve Dave Town. There is no official guy to bring you a letter or whatever. We just make it public on the show. So that
can we talk? Without giving any spoilers, can we mention anything about it? Was we recorded episode 300?
I think we can mention that it took over 5 hours to record.
Right. But didn't we talk about the content of the show before we?
Everybody knows what it is.
So people know what it is, right?
Right. So I would say I gotta say I have never seen Q more dialed in on an episode of Tell 'em Steve Dave. If you had told me that you took some like PCP before we recorded it, I would have believed it. I've never seen your eyes bigger. I've never seen you more energized. I've never seen you more frantic.
I was excited
at times. I mean, have you ever? I cannot recall the amount of it was
the energy was high.
Yeah,
it was
like real high.
Never seen it from him like at all. He caused it to go almost 5 hours, basically by some of his actions.
He does something key that really like.
It might be my greatest moment on the show.
For me, made the episode. Everybody walked away happy. It was a big event.
I think it didn't get picked up because I asked, so I thought I would like to mention here, since no one can hear it. It was off mic. I knew that we had done something at least different, and at least I don't know what the word would be. At least something that people are going to go like, it may not be. I don't know. It's just something different and something I think unique. Is that everybody knows Get 'em got married, so we're not letting the cat out of the bag, right? There's a marriage, but at a certain point, somebody, I think it was his wife, says, "Are you crying?"
Yeah.
And he was crying.
Yeah.
Gideon was crying?
Gideon was crying.
You didn't know that?
I didn't see him crying.
He
when he
had
was
tears
up
in his
there.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
And
was actually crying. He didn't deny it.
No, he goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, little. He goes, and when he said, yeah, little, I heard Chris Ladondo behind me go,
I can't wait to say it on Twitter.
he goes like with the most like exasperated, like just he like couldn't process it, what he was seeing and he goes, this is fucking nuts. I turned around and I saw that face and he just could not like wrap his head around what was happening in the room, and I knew right there
We had gold.
that there's something special for episode 300.
Yeah.
Gideon cried at his own wedding, and I've seen that happen only one other time. I haven't been to many weddings, but I've seen the groom cry.
Really?
And I was like, I raised my eyebrow a little bit because there was another groom there too. There was just one groom,
Right.
And but now I understand. I take that back. I was wrong. That was a '90s me. That was
Right.
But the new the millennial me realizes that it's cool for
You don't got to be fags to cry at your own wedding.
it's cool for a dude to cry at his wedding.
Sure it is.
Don't say it like that, Q. That sounds like you're just cuddling me.
Sure. Just wait till China comes here and just takes over the whole fucking country. 'Cause we're a bunch of fucking pussies nowadays crying at our own wedding.
Yeah, you should be crying because you're like, I can't believe I fucking went through with this.
And don't listeners think that we're just got 8 weeks of filler just trying to like get us through.
No.
I mean, we got some good stuff planned.
Do we? What do we got?
Next week we got an All Father's Day episode.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, we recorded some footage some content outside the store.
Oh, you guys went and did the
So we're gonna play you some.
So it's gonna be like a making hay style thing.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, nice.
And we get to solicit your expert opinion on something.
Oh, this is great. This is exciting. Oh, good.
And then that'll take us to 293, and then there'll only be 7 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be filler.
You can skip 293. That's no problem.
293 to 299, we're not sure what's going to happen, but next week.
Is a homer. Hey, listen, you know one thing we haven't been pushing enough is the live show at the Gramercy. We need to let people know because apparently nobody knows.
Okay. we do forget a lot.
Yeah, we do. Ticket sales aren't bad, but I do want to get to that second show.
Well, normally
Go ahead.
if we don't sell it out, then we don't sell it on Bandcamp.
No, why would we? We're only punishing ourselves then.
Shh. So
the announcement of Baron von Flanagan didn't do a thing, huh?
It did move the needle. It moved the needle to the tune of like 40 tickets. So it did. But we need more.
Can we announce something else here today then?
I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stumbled across something that I had reserved for a Wybri.
Ooh, so those are really fucking. These are the most freaked out, most disturbing, and vile Brian stories ever.
All right, now you just oversold it. It is. I have to say, it was from about 1.5 years ago, and I don't have. Now, I wasn't even on drugs at the time, and I don't have a very good recollection of having done this. But when I stumbled across it the other day, I really was like, "Holy shit! Like this is great! I'll use this for the Gramercy show because I think people will enjoy it."
And a little tease with like just a headline.
It has to do with an email. I guess the headline would be Bry writes wildly inappropriate email to AMC executive.
All right, nice. Only the second show.
Only if there's a second show.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I got music for. I just while we were recording, I got
made
music
to the playlist.
No. This isn't a stash mix.
Have you ever heard of Uncle Salty?
This was as we were recording. An email just came in from J Sarge with Baron von Flanagan's theme.
Oh shit!
So,
right.
So that's.
Speaking of emails, have we got any complaints? You haven't read any complaints in a while.
No complaints, but I do. It's weird that you say that. That's very odd. I got some people who responded to the Walmart the
really?
Walmart news.
Oh, can I make a quick announcement before you do that? If you don't listen to the episode, whether it be usually Overkill, that week, there is absolutely no reason to email me at tellemstevedave37@gmail.com to disprove anything Walter said, because when you're emailing me a month afterwards, like the episode comes out, trust me, I've heard it 50 fucking times already.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to disprove,
Who's trying to disprove anything?
well, your iPhone thing and the Tyson thing.
Oh.
Somebody sent within 15 minutes, somebody sent in a picture of a camera that was available at the time that kind of looked like an iPhone. But then, like a month and a half later, like the same pictures just keep coming in.
That's not enough to disprove anything.
No, that's what I told him. I just blocked him and said never listen to us again, of course. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you're listening to it even a week later, someone has already written me to be like,
right.
Actually, I mean, you were talking about emails about complaining. Actually, a lot of the emails, that has just stopped.
Complaining has stopped?
Yeah, I haven't received a snooty email in quite some time. Actually, I'm receiving emails that are just hair-raising, that are disturbingly. They're concerned that they want us to continue to look in the overkill areas.
Okay.
But they're afraid that they're afraid of repercussions if we actually stumble onto something, because there's a guy here who sent me an email. He said him and his brother started a bread delivery in their tiny town.
Nice.
Of North Carolina. And North Carolina has Walmarts, and they deliver bread to Walmart. And he told me that there was a designated place that they put these stacks of bread on Sunday morning. And there was a sign on the door behind the stacks that always said, "Go in front. That on the front of the door it says, door is never to be opened."
The back door.
No, there was just a door that they had no idea where it was. Just they put their stacks of bread in front of this door. They were told to put the stacks of bread there, but this door that he had no act that he didn't use this door to bring the bread in or to leave, but it just said this door is never to be opened. Mm-hmm. Why would there be any
unless
door?
there's a portal?
No, but why would there be any door in a building that states on it this door is never to be opened? What could be behind that door that would be so?
My first guess would be it's alarmed, and if they opened it from the outside, the alarm would go off.
Yeah, does it say the same thing on the inside? Is the question.
No, on the inside is in a whole other universe, so there'd be no need for it.
This door is never to be opened.
But they left their... All right, so they didn't leave their bread at the door and then leave, because then I'd say something weird.
No, it's inside the store.
Right.
It's inside the store. They're told, drop this bread off here. Look at that sign. Make sure you don't go through that door, because that door is never to be opened.
Okay.
They also said he tried to get a picture of the door, and he then had a person come out of the deli, the largest man working behind the deli, come around with a long white coat and tell him that he absolutely had to put the camera away, or it would be taken away.
Wow.
He's like, I'll hit you with a salami. Why do they send the fucking the deli guy? He's just the biggest guy there.
Is he just the deli guy, Brian?
I've never asked a stupider question in my life.
Then I got another one from another person.
Okay.
In Texas. I don't know if you heard about this, but at least 6 Walmarts closed with absolutely no prior warning to the employees. Nothing. Like, everybody showed up to work one day, and all of a sudden they were like, they had a half hour's notice that 6 Walmarts in the state were closing, and that they wouldn't be reopened for 6 months because of plumbing repairs in 6 different locations in Texas, though. And this person who emailed me said that he knew of a friend who said that they absolutely had nothing to do with the closings, had nothing to do with plumbing, and that the doors don't have portals behind them. They have underground what's it called, underground tunnels.
Okay.
That lead to Army, Army
labs and shit.
Army
bases. Oh, okay.
And that those Walmarts are now, since they've been closed, they have never reopened, and they feel they're stockpiling weapons or other things, maybe even turning them into concentration camps.
For whom?
For American citizens.
For
internment camps and shit like that?
Yeah, because something's going to happen, and they need the Walmarts they're turning these particular Walmarts into concentration camps.
So the interiors are going to be prisons.
The what?
The interiors of the
yes.
Walmarts?
Yeah, they've been refurbished as prisons now. There's the emails I've been getting since we talked about Walmart, though. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Walmart.
Yeah, I
was going to save that for Overkill, but
no, it's a good follow-up.
I went to Target the other day, and I got to say that there is a big difference between Target and Walmart.
Why is that? Why is it?
I don't know. I think Target is brighter. It has a nicer layout. I noticed the prices are only like maybe 4 or 5 cents more than, like if you're buying food or whatever there. But what I did notice is, do you go to Target often?
Oh, every day.
Are they positioning themselves as the gay-friendly box store? Whereas
no
Walmart is very popular in the South. That's where they started in Arkansas, and they kind of have moved all over the place, right? But the South is traditionally more religious, the Bible Belt, than say the coasts. But when I went into Target, they were okay with the trans bathrooms, which people got upset about. But there's sections, like clothing sections, I noticed with like gay pride shirts and diversity, like signs and stuff like that. So is it a...
Oh, well, I think... Well,
is it a business thing where they're
somebody has to buy that stuff? Somebody there's a purchaser or a buyer who's like, what items are they going to stock for the season? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm sure that's a calculated move.
It's a regional thing too, because you live in the Northeast and that shit ain't nothing to us. Like,
right?
I doubt you had anything. I doubt you even had a reaction to it. Whereas down south, people might be like, what the fuck?
I did notice it, though. Like, I did notice that it wasn't like, here's the gay section. It was, here's, like, guy shirts, but there was, like, a rack where it had, like, a rainbow on it. And, some saying. I'm saying is
it just a rainbow?
Well, it was a rainbow, and then there was something next to it that said something about like pride or.
They're definitely a more liberal company because they also were the ones that said transgendered could use any bathroom they want, and they also were the ones that got rid of the boys section and the girls section. Mm-hmm. So they're definitely like positioning themselves as a more forward-thinking company.
Now, my question is that a calculated business move, or does it stem from true like?
Is there any move made that is like if you are in business that is not calculated?
But when I
if I had a Target and a Walmart in front of me and I had to pick one, that would influence me to go to Target.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'd be like, why wouldn't I go there? Like they seem to be a cooler company.
When I lived in LA, which now is probably 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less. The Target down on La Brea.
Yeah.
La Brea and Santa Monica.
Yeah, I was there last time I was in LA.
They had, even back then, they had a couple of transgender people working there.
Working there?
Yeah. I mean, why do you think I stopped going?
And I ate there?
You ate at Target.
When's the last time either of you guys have eaten at a cafe inside of a department store?
Probably when I was in 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think I scarfed down a Pizza Hut in a Target within the last 3 years for sure. Yeah.
What are you talking? Are you talking a chain within, or are you talking about their own?
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Because right behind the registers they have that little pizza. Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. Like there's no name brand attached to it. It just says
like Kmart used to have their own cafe. Sears used to have their own.
I used to love the Kmart cafe, man.
Yeah,
that shit was the bomb. My parents would go shopping, and I would just fucking go to the Kmart cafe, get some fries, just sit there and wait for them to be done. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. busy yourself with these fries, young Brian.
Yeah, because it was in the middle of a shopping center, so they would be going everywhere.
That's the kind of heartwarming shit that we're talking about. That's going to be on next week's Tell 'em Steve Dave, like stories like that. Yeah.
You said something super poignant. I'll wait till next week to say it, but like it stuck out to me. I was thinking about
that day.
Yeah,
when you guys were out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we got any ads?
We do. We have. Let's see. What do we got here? We have Audible. Audible's back. Did they ever leave?
Not my heart.
Nah, mine either. The brief background. Leading provider of premium digital spoken audio information and entertainment on the internet. More than 250,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products.
Including our books, right?
Including our books, yeah. You can go
We
on
did get
there.
a reprieve. Remember I told you last time at Audible was thinking about if we didn't reach a certain number.
We hit the number?
We got the number. We are safe for another 6 months that we will remain on their site, but they may have another clearance or closing out, like if a book hasn't reached a certain level.
Right.
But so we're good for now.
We go on the remainder shelves.
Did you read Neil Gaiman, any of his books?
I haven't. I have a couple, but I haven't read them yet.
I've been getting into him, of it just going through his library.
I heard it's
good.
good.
It's fucking unbelievable. You should read The Ocean at the End of the Road. Ocean or Sea at the End of the Road. Ocean at the End of the Road, dude. Right. It's fucking really good. It's up your alley, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's something else. Because I only knew him for Sandman. I never read his books, and then they're making American Gods into a TV show with Ian McShane as the lead. So I was like, I gotta fucking read that because I love Ian McShane, and that's leading me down this path of all his books. He's fucking
Good Omens.
Great. Good Omens, I read.
Yeah,
Good Omens is pretty
right?
good. Yeah, Good Omens was dope. Do you hear they were doing a Deadwood movie? They greenlit it. HBO greenlit it.
I heard that a while ago, a couple months ago.
Apparently, it's gotten some heat again recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that'd be great. Because he was just on...
he was just on Game of Thrones.
He was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He was so good, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
When we met him, he was so nice.
So awesome. Remember we told his wife, we're like, the only guy we want to meet here is Ian McShane. We didn't know it was his wife.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, we're too nervous.
Like you and Alicia Witt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you have he likes to play like he's not nervous to meet these people.
Yeah.
But deep down, I think that shows a level. People like that though, and I like that there's a.
He's like, look at your wet spot. I didn't mean to piss myself, Mr. McShane. Yeah, it's just it's not nervousness as much as like
it's excitement.
You're excited, and you're like, I don't want to walk up and tell him something that he's heard a million times, but it's not possible because there's nothing I'm going to come up with.
Yeah,
unless I say something really out there.
But you just want that moment where you're just like. Because
you're so fucking awesome.
We couldn't have had a better experience with him because he was so nice and like he was engaged in the conversation. It wasn't like I got to talk to these two assholes because my wife brought them over to me. Like he was like we were just having a conversation with him. It was great, man. That really was just a nice
tells
thing.
that story, man.
I like that.
Nobody tells that story. Yeah. You see that smile?
Yeah. It's nice, dude.
It's good. That's good. I'm happy to see that smile. I'm just saying, but like, it's weird that it's that shallow, though. Like, if it's just somebody, not shallow, but I mean, I don't mean it shallow. I don't mean it that way. But I mean, it's not. I mean, it's weird that it's just somebody you don't really get to see anymore. It's just somebody you saw for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and they made that kind of impression on you. That was the wrong choice of words.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I meant idiotic.
No.
I've
homosexual.
Wrong choice of words. It's just like, but that kind of like the way they're looking back on it. Usually, that's reserved the. No, let me just stop.
I can't even muster that for my own childhood. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I was
the grin, and the glint in your
because
eye.
I've met a lot of people, and a lot of people are like not dicks, but just
it wasn't as memorable.
Yeah,
and it wasn't as impressionable.
I'm sure the other night Brian and I did a show in Manhattan this week, and
Space Monkeys.
No. The staff, the writing staff of Impractical Jokers, do like an improv show once a month. They asked Brian to be in it. So he went and I went to support it. And like, as soon as the show was over, so I have these broken ribs. So like by the end of the day, I'm just fucking, it's chronic pain. It's all day. So by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. So we were done with the show by 9. I just fucking blew out of that place. Like fucking, it wasn't like Tell 'em Steve Dave where I started and met everybody and So I was like, I worry about that of like people that came to see us and a guy's got an ant shirt on. And it's like, I feel bad just being like, I can't even see straight because I'm in so much pain and like I'm just so uncomfortable.
When did this happen? The broken ribs?
About 2 weeks ago.
So is that maybe why were you on some?
Were you stoned?
No, I wasn't.
When we recorded 300?
No.
What were you were just that was just your.
I was just excited, man. That was a big night for us. 300 episodes, pretty big.
No, and that's what I say. You brought more than enough 300 energy.
Yeah, and we had all our friends there. Sal was there, and I see Sal every day, but like. We're in a rhythm now where we're working all the time. You know what I mean? So it was nice to have this. You know what I mean? We were just hanging out, and it was just a nice night for me. It was a big moment.
No. Yeah. I'm saying but I'm telling you, I appreciate it, and I noticed it, and I walked away from going like, you need to get more of that.
I'll tell you, it's only taken 300 episodes. I'll tell you from experience, if he was on painkillers, that it doesn't beat energy.
They gave me 60 Percocets. Like I have in my house right now, like fucking 300 Percocets because. The doctors just give them away like nothing, man.
Percocets, is that
oxycodone?
Oxycodone pills is that considered baby stuff?
It depends. Are they like 5 milligrams?
No, it's oxycodone.
Oxycodone.
Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't even have Percocet. It doesn't have the Tylenol in it.
No, it's straight up like painkillers.
You're not taking them?
I'm not taking them.
Why?
Because
you're fearful.
What are your hours tomorrow?
I used to take them like when I would get like a toothache or something like that. And I used to take them for recreation to run out the prescription if I had them. Be like, oh fuck it, we'll go out tonight. I'll pop an oxy and I'll do some wine. It just gets you a little high. It
makes
gives you a
you
little
feel
buzz.
better than you've ever felt in your life, guaranteed.
Yeah, calm down, Brian.
I know. I'm getting like junkie sweat,
but it doesn't do it anymore. Like now, I just get nauseous and slightly dizzy.
So what are you taking then for the pain?
Just mainly, I'm not taking anything. I'll take some Tylenol if it gets really bad, but mainly nothing.
And it's how long is the process before you start to feel better? You need a flap jacket.
He said if I was just resting, he said I'd feel better in about 2 to 4 weeks, but I'm not. He goes, so I'm looking at 3 months of like 2 to 3 months instead.
So what are you doing when you're not resting? What are you doing?
Just working on lifting stuff. I put in an air conditioner yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just...
What, for fucking fun or just like at your house?
Warm.
Or for the show? Like you're
No, for me. But I'm also just shooting the show. I'm not letting it restrict me or anything like that. So I'm not resting per se. So it's going to be around for a while.
They were like the football players. That's a common injury. Yeah. What they do is they shoot you up with this. They freeze your ribs. You could ask for that.
Yeah, how often would they have to do that though?
You do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then your rib, then it's frozen.
But it doesn't help it heal better.
No, but you won't feel anything though. I don't think you can get addicted to that either though.
Actually, it's an interesting phenomenon because it's been a while. Like once I left the fire department to do the show, because with the fire department, I used to get hurt twice a year. Like I'd get banged up, not major. I'd get a burn here and there. I'd get, bruised here or there, beat up here or there. And it hasn't happened for a while. And then when this happened, I was like, it brought that feeling back. And it was a little bit like, all right, like I remember what it's like to get knocked out, like knocked around a little bit, like be a fucking manly kind of like thing. So I'm not hating it. Like,
so you're actually
there's a part of me that feels like
likes the pain.
Yeah, that processes the pain as some sort of masculine thing that I haven't felt in a while. Now that I'm a soft fucking dancing monkey, yeah.
Celebrity doesn't always allow you to get injured.
I'm like
you got to put the show must go on.
I'm like a fucking catered bitch.
Bugs
man.
Bunny, right? Was that used to sing that?
So I don't know. So anyway, when I left,
you don't want to tell this story, but the story of how he got the broken ribs is pretty fucking funny. Like when it does come out, it's pretty funny.
What were we doing again?
We're doing Audible.
Oh, right.
Host endorsement and book pick.
That was Neil Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman. The Stephen King book just came out. The Joe Hill book just came out.
The Fireman, I got that. Yeah.
Stephen King's still writing, huh?
Like 2 books a year now. It's fucking weird.
This one was it Finders Keepers? I can't remember.
It's the third.
It's the third in that.
It's the third in that series of a pretty uninspired character. I wonder why he's sticking with them.
Kinda, yeah. But if you go to audible.com/TESD, you're going to get a free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. All right?
But buy our book.
Yeah, what do we have up there? We have a Fairy Retail Theater, and we have
Dollar
Shave.
Small fistful of dollars.
Small fistful of dollars, yeah. Yeah, we never ever mention this stuff.
Yeah.
All this awesome
What's
shit
going on with
that's-
our website? I thought, like...
Oh, why don't you get off my back? I'm doing other things. I spoke to him the other day. He said that it's progressing. Maybe there was a little bit of slack, and then it's progressing.
All right.
Again, so
Okay.
So are we putting him on blast?
Who, Declan?
Declan, yeah.
Well, I mean, are you paying him to do this, or how do you put someone on blast? I mean, if he's just doing it,
Well, I didn't
on
fucking pay Ghost Pussy either, and I'm blasting him.
Yes, we did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, not for 300, no,
Okay.
but for the other project that we're trying to get going. Yeah,
He really is. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Undiscovered gem, like way funnier than
For the super secret project that we have coming out, he stole it.
Yeah.
He stole the whole fucking thing. It was so impressive to see. I was very proud of him.
He was
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, all that's in jest. I thought I but on 300, I don't know if he has a good barometer for what's in jest, because I remember I was needling a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw him get fucking mad, and I was surprised. I was like, I thought this guy was from Staten Island. Right? Did you see it? Did you hear it?
I didn't. No.
Yeah, I said he was a malcontent, and he got really
yeah.
he got mad, and he shot back, and like, because he's a very funny dude. So when you hear just "fuck you" back, that's not
a clever response.
That's not a clever enough response for a funny guy. That's a response that says you just hit a spot that you shouldn't have hit.
Yeah. I'm not just a ghost pussy. I'm a regular pussy too.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
I thought he was going to be I thought that he was going to sell us some tickets. So I remember I dropped. He was going to be our
Yeah, but
guest.
he can't be there, right?
I know. I didn't realize that.
But Sunday Jeff will be there, right?
If that's what it takes. If that's what it takes to get that number you're looking for.
We got Baron von Flanagan. We've got a previously unknown.
And you know those are the most
unearthed-
disgusting, vile. Like they're the censor. Like tell them, Steve, they won't take Why-Bri Tales because they're so repugnant.
Right. Yeah. I've been rejected so many times. I've been like, hey, what do you guys think of this? I held a gun to my girlfriend's head while I fucked her from behind. Yeah, that's okay. But that other thing? No.
Was that gun loaded?
Yeah.
You're insane. You're just a fucking crazy person.
But so you got Baron.
You got to go all the way, baby.
I guess.
You got a repugnant story by Bri. You got Sunday Jeff. Are we going to go on record with That's Get Entertainment? Another live That's Get Entertainment, or is that too much?
Well, if we get to the second show, it's just a cornucopia, man. The first show, it's just us three on stage talking. Nobody wants that.
Oh, so you're trying to get people to go twofers then?
Well, I assume if we go to a second show, everybody who's coming to the first show would stay for the second one. Only because that's what I would do.
Yeah, but it means they got to buy double the amount of tickets then to see that stuff.
Yeah, but they're getting double the entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. So only second show is only Baron.
Oh,
Sunday,
no. Yeah, I don't think we can say that.
Story.
People, wait a second. So I supported you guys immediately.
All right, I don't know how the math works. We'll figure it out.
I think.
I think both shows will be equally as. If we get
I'm
to
only
two
kidding.
shows, both shows will be the equal amount of thought put into them. And I'm sure I have something.
I'm
else.
sure you got two fucking vile stories.
Right, I'll do something on the way home tonight.
All right.
But
so
anyway, yeah, audible.com/TESD.
All right.
And then the next one, what do we got here? Okay.
Did you ever tell me on these to send me boxers instead of the thing? You said you were going to handle that for me.
I may not have, but I will. I will.
Thank you.
I'll get your size after this. I'll write it down so I can email.
I can tell you my size right now is fucking fat ass.
Yeah, I'll be like, can I get some boxers and fat ass?
Do you have a sale that you can cut down?
Walt, Father's Day is coming up, baby.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's probably number 2 on my favorite holiday list.
Your birthday being the first, or Christmas?
I wouldn't count my birthday as a holiday for the rest of the world.
Okay.
I would.
So we're going worldwide.
Yeah, I think that. Like, I think Father's Day is a legitimate holiday. I wouldn't consider my birthday yet a legitimate holiday.
Mm-hmm. It's about as legit as Father's Day.
What are you talking about? Father's Day is legit.
Isn't Father's Day like another Hallmark holiday, like created by?
So what? Let's fucking, now that you're in the fucking club, why are you getting all, why are you trying to poo-poo it? This is where the day where you should be making Suzanne treat you like the god that you deserve to be treated like.
Yeah, or, like a person. Like
basic
cool.
humanity.
Yeah. Dignity. Any number of things.
Man,
one day a year. Yeah. Not even your birthday.
Yeah, goddamn right, it's a holiday. Well, I mean, you've seen how my birthday's treated in the past.
Father's Day, get all you can, dads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to get yours.
Because there were 364, the rest of the 364 days, we know it's all about everybody else.
Like, fuck you, Dad, pay for the cat. Fuck you, Dad, go do this.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dad, bring me here.
Oh, fuck you, Dad, we wanted a dog now, but we don't want, but now we told you we'd clean up the dog shit, but now you got to do it. Or, what else?
Seems awfully specific.
We promised we would always clean up after that dog.
This is why the only people that call me daddy are sex partners.
It's not too late to give Dad something to brag about for Father's Day this year. Get him something from touchofmodern.com. Now, if let's say you're a girl listening right now, and you're a woman with a husband
or a father
and kids. Well, yeah, if you're a father and you're the only one with any money in the house, and you need to buy something for yourself.
You're saying if you're a girl with a husband, her father may still be around.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a father, and let's say he wasn't like the touchy kind, he was the good kind, buy him a present, right? Right?
Yeah. Well, he should be rewarded for not touching you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Write that on the card.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks for not diddling me, Dad. Touchofmodern.com, great site. It's unique shit. Like we've said, it's not something that you absolutely need, but as a dad, if you're into, like, Ming would love this shit. Ming would want everything on this site.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like tech stuff.
Yeah, it's a cool site. It's got like
cool gear. Yeah. All that's vintage stuff.
Just go in there and like buy something.
Yeah, go on there and look at it, man.
Come on. We're not asking you to buy. We're just going to go look.
Yeah, and I don't even think there's I don't think there's a code or anything. It doesn't appear to be one. So the least you can do is just go look at the site. Hey, man, if you're a girl, you might like some of this shit too.
Yeah,
they say it's geared towards guys, but
I don't like that.
Yeah,
that like take a page out of Target's fucking notebook. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make it
sell it to gay guys too.
Make it, what's it called when it's all sexes, unisexes?
Mm-hmm. Get something that he will brag about to his friends. He doesn't need another lame tie or world's best dad mug.
Yeah, they got all sorts of cool shit on here, man.
Yeah, they don't sell bullshit. They sell cool stuff.
I'm with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What did you just say? What did you just say, Walt? You reminded me of something.
About?
I don't know. What did you just say right before?
Target unisexes.
Target unisex. Oh, that was the other. The trans bathroom obviously is the most important issue facing Americans today, but there was a smaller sect of activists women who want all bathrooms to be unisex, like no more men's and women's rooms. Right?
I'm just gonna piss on the seat. You girls don't want that.
That's what I think girls need to realize.
Yeah.
Is that you don't want that.
I'm never touching that seat to lift it in a public bathroom in a billion years.
But we still have frequented places that don't have two bathrooms, right? Like businesses,
right?
We've been to those. I mean, is that really a big deal? You just knock before you go in.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But I'm gonna piss on that seat.
Why?
Well, because I'm not lifting it.
You're in a public.
Yeah, but I'm not touching it.
You lift it with your foot, your toe.
Yeah,
but then it travels up his leg and shit.
No, it doesn't defy gravity. You lift it up with your toe.
Yeah,
just take your shoes off and socks off.
I like a good urinal, man. I belly up to it and like take a nice leak.
Just real quick, because I know I'll forget it next week. Are we done with Touch of Modern?
Touchofmodern.com, man. Go check it out.
Can we do a little mini I Sell Comics?
Yeah.
You
want to talk comics?
Well, probably.
Oh, I have something to say about comics too.
Because I love comics. I would wish we talked about it more, but all right. What do you got?
Did you hear about the hoopla, the uproar about the X-Men movie?
Okay, we're talking about the same
The
thing.
poster.
I did.
Apocalypse choking Mystique, the female X-Men,
Yes.
and they actually took the poster down,
Yeah,
the
I
billboard
heard.
down.
Because Big Mouth Rose McGowan had to say something.
Yeah.
But I'd be honest with you, and you can call me what you will, but I've often wondered when this would happen, though, once you bring the printed page to live action. That there is something that I've always thought. Is this not recording?
No, it's recording.
Oh.
Yep.
When you see a male villain punch out a female hero, I knew eventually that somebody was going to be affected by it and be like,
still make believe.
Yes, I understand it's make believe, but Q. Is there a need to, like, if you're going to have a super group, and it's not like there's more, or you're going to have a super character who's a female, is there going to be like you must have her battle a villainous female counterpart?
Well, here's the thing, because you read this in critiques of comic books a lot, that like they just killed War Machine in Civil War 2.
The movie.
No. The comic book, the series, Civil War 2.
Oh, okay, that's right. In the movie,
they
he
killed
got
Rhodey.
crippled, right?
Yeah. And people are like, you killed a black character. You shouldn't do that. Like that's a critique that's coming out now. Like,
I didn't know that.
You can't kill black characters. You shouldn't kill black characters. Every time you kill a black character, it's notable, and people take note of it. And anytime you kill a gay character, people take note of it, and you shouldn't do it. And to me, I understand their heart's in the right place, but why would I want to create or read a character? First of all, it's like, why would you want to create or read a character that is just off limits? Like, now Mystique can't get choked. Like, what? So then what can we do? What can we do?
Well, I told you. Should there be an edict?
There should not be.
From the mountain.
I don't think so.
That says if you're going to have female superheroes in your movie, they've got to have counterparts who are female too, so you don't see males knocking the crap out of females.
No, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Nobody's complaining about her getting choked in the movie. They're saying, for the advertising, do we need a big, strong guy choking the girl?
Maybe you are making the point. But yeah, maybe that is.
I'm like, all right, I understand where they're coming from with that. I looked at it, never thought of it that way. I just saw Mystique getting choked by Apocalypse.
By what appears to be a robot.
Right.
But it's a male robot.
So to me, the argument could be made like, look, she's a superhero. They turned her into a good guy in the movies, of course. She's a superhero engaged in a fight with a supervillain. So I would like her to be open to all the same possibilities. But I also understand people saying, like, we're with you, but do you have to have a woman getting choked out by a big dude in advertising?
Is that the only billboard, though? There have to be other billboards.
There are other billboards.
And it's like, if you're talking sexist, then all things being equal, Colossus is going to strangle Mystique. And isn't that... What? Equality, right?
Well,
is that his name?
But yeah, Apocalypse.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, but
the robot guy.
I think though, if people were complaining about it happening in the movie,
you act as if there's nobody named Colossus, and I just fucked it up. What?
Well, Colossus is a superhero.
He's a good guy.
There's no way he'd be strangling Mystique.
Hold on.
Well, Mystique used to be a bad guy, so who knows?
Yeah.
Right. So to me, if they were
complaining
complaining
about
it,
Brian right now,
no, we don't.
Fuck you.
If they were complaining about her getting choked and hit in the movie, then I'd be like, come on, guys, this is absurd. Like, she's putting herself in situations to get beat up by supervillains. But for the advertising, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I didn't see it, but I didn't see it because...
But are your eyes going to ever see it, though? That's a question, too. You have to ask yourself, would your eyes ever see it?
Well, if it was a movie about Sandra Bullock and her husband... and he's choking her out over the fucking Thanksgiving table, and that's the poster, I might be like, whoa, that's fucking weird that they put that on the poster.
I mean, I'm like, I'm seeing that movie.
Yeah, but in a superhero movie, no, because I don't think of her as a female hero. I just think of her as a superhero. Right.
And damn, that was good.
Yeah.
That was showing, that.
Take that, Rose McGowan.
That right there. Yeah, I mean, you've just silenced all your critics right there.
I had critics?
Ryan Quinn, head of Sony advertising.
Why? What did you think? What was your thoughts?
I on the movie.
You saw? I didn't see the movie.
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
There was parts that I dug. There were parts that I didn't like. I didn't think the guy doing Apocalypse was all that great. I didn't think he looked all that great for for a big budget movie like that. I thought they could do something a little bit more imposing, a little bit more. I don't know, just more powerful looking.
Really?
He didn't look powerful enough to me that you would think Apocalypse would look like. He should be a beast. He should be like a behemoth.
Right.
He was at one point, but not. But
because he changed the sizes in the comic book, right?
Yeah, but so I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet.
Just I haven't had
Life.
time. Yeah.
What about Civil War? I actually was able to see that.
Civil War, I saw. Well, I saw. We were on the road when Civil War came out, so I saw it the opening night. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
mean, I'll tell you why I think it's so old school. Is like it took the thing that comic books have never seen, you have never seen in a film ever do before, but is the staple of selling a comic book to nerds, and which I am. Superheroes fighting other superheroes.
Yeah.
It has been in the game plan, the game book. It's been like the go-to to like, what do we need to sell this issue? Spider-Man fighting another hero.
They even make fun of it in the comics now. Like the two characters will be like
the obligatory
yes.
fight scene.
Right.
And they were able to pull that off in a movie and make it so fun that I knew that like it was going to be well received.
And in 15 minutes, he's already the best Spider-Man that's ever been. Like the best Peter Parker, anyway. Like I loved him, man.
I thought he was awesome too.
Yeah.
There was absolutely nothing that I didn't like in Captain
it was
America.
Great.
The amount of characters going in and out at a certain point, you're like, I'm surprised that Captain America, the guy who plays Captain America, wasn't like, hey man, who's the star of this movie?
Right, it's an Avengers
which is
movie.
Cool.
Yeah,
which is cool that he didn't have an attitude because, damn, he shared the spotlight with so many characters in that movie.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
I know I'm not supposed to reveal this, but Quinn actually broke his ribs laughing so hard at the image of Apocalypse choking out Mystique.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.